Magda. Thank you all for being here today. We are about to finish this amazing project that is called SMART4ALL, but there are still many resources and useful information, lessons learned, and connections that will be still running and available at the disposal of DIHs and EDIHs, and that's why we wanted to organize this final session to explain you how you can leverage on the results that we have been building throughout the years. So just before we start, as you have heard, this session is being recorded. It's only for our dissemination purposes and also to report towards the European Commission all the efforts that we have done. All participants are required to use their real names and surnames. So please, in case that you don't know how to do it, you can contact with FundingBox, that is my colleague Magda, and she can assist you in doing so. Please don't turn on your camera and also unmute yourself. Do not interrupt during the webinar, and after each presenter's introduction, we will have some time for questions and answers. So in case you can either use the chat or you can just raise your hand when each of the presenters ends their presentation. So my name is Maria Roca. I'm the host today. I'm working as a senior project manager at FundingBox. For those that don't know us, FundingBox is a platform that distributes cascade funding opportunities. And in my case, I'm mostly involved in the activities related to EDIHs and digital innovation hubs, how to build connections and create ecosystem around different projects. But the important persons of today's meetings are Christos Antonopoulos. He is the coordinator of SMART4ALL project, and also Katerina Lamprakopoulou from the Pratas Science Park. They will be the presenters of today's session. Christos will start presenting the key differentiation of SMART4ALL Marketplace in practice. We will share with you a link during his presentation, so we invite you also to follow a little bit the demo that he will be showing to us. For those that don't know Christos, he's professor at electrical and computer engineer at the University of Peloponnese in Greece. He has been managing different European projects and also in the US. And he has a PhD from the Computer Engineers and Informatics departments of the University of Patras, Greece. So, Christos, please, the floor is yours. I will start.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Maria. Let me share my screen. Okay. So, hello everyone. It is very nice to be here and try to present some aspects of SMART4ALL Marketplace, which we believe will be the main outcome of this project. For those that you don't know, SMART4ALL is about creating bridges between different cultures, between academia and industry in the areas of Internet of Things, cyber-physical systems, and embedded systems, particularly focusing on the southeastern part of Europe. So after a journey of more than 4 years, we have quite an experience in what services, let's say, are required or have this added value that can be important for not only individual partners, of course they are welcome, but since this is the main target of this webinar, for DIHs and EDIHs, and I would say for any kind of clustering activities. As I said, the main legacy of SMART4ALL is the marketplace, the most tangible, let's say, legacy. It's a portal. It's a portal that will outlive SMART4ALL as a project, but we envision that through marketplace, SMART4ALL as a network of DIHs, as a hub of DIHs and other cluster activities, will continue and will be self-sustainable. This is the main target, and this is the goal of this presentation, to show you what kind of services we have already developed, but also to note that we are continuously expanding this set of services. And of course, we are always welcome to suggestions and proposals from the members of our network.
Jeg kan godt sige, der er lidt farve.
Sorry? Okay. Let's have a brief overview of what is this marketplace, and then let's see how it works. First of all, the marketplace is a one-stop smart shop. This is a terminology that you have all heard. The key differentiation is that we are not targeting only to experts, people that know their ways around embedded systems, hardware, Internet of Things, wireless sensor networks, and this kind of technologies, but also non-experts. We want Marketplace to be a portal that it is useful for people that don't know this kind of technologies, and they can get something out of it. They can get some added value from using it. The goal is that through this interaction, the end users of the marketplace can speed up the process of transforming an idea to a prototype, and from a prototype to a product, and why not to a success story, as we have seen happening throughout these 4 years that we are trying to develop, and we are trying to see what it is required to actually achieve this goal. A unique selling point is that this marketplace has a lot of different services that cover different aspects of what it is required by experts and non-experts, but all of them, they are integrated in a matchmaking process, what we call multifaceted matchmaking process, which is based on AI-trained models. Now, this is the landing page. We will show that on the live demo. So the one big part of this marketplace is what you typically expect to find in a marketplace, a repository. Everything that it is developed in the context of SMART4ALL, and also in the context of the application experiments that SMART4ALL has supported and has funded, is being available through this marketplace. It goes without saying that we are not the owners of these artifacts. The developers are the owners. What we want to do is that we want to promote them. We want to open them up to a wide audience and help facilitate other people to find these artifacts. At this point, we have around 290. This is leftover from a previous presentation. And when we are talking about artifacts, we are talking about any kind of outcomes from the application experiments. This can be software tools. We have hardware IPs. We have open courses. We have educational material. Any kind of result, data sets, for example, any kind of results that can be useful for someone else to use or to get in contact with the person or the team or the DIH or the cluster that has actually developed them. The strong point of SMART4ALL is that throughout this 4-year period, we have developed a quite extended network that it is now comprised by more than 1,000 members. So you have all the benefits to be a part of this network and be exposed and get information from such a network. And inside this network, as I'm going to show, we are now developing a specialized service targeting specifically DIHs. So we are not going to present only specific partners, but also clusters of partners in any kind of forum. Another thing that we show that it is required is resources. This is under the umbrella of test before invest activities. So what we have done is that we have developed a high performance computing center dedicated to the network of SMART4ALL. So far, it has been offered free of charge to the application experiments that we have supported and that we have funded. And we have seen that it is a great way for people and teams to experiment before they get a first good idea of how they want to direct their work. Okay, so we are providing the resources. The experiment does a first level of evaluation, let's say, and then they have our support to move forward. This includes software as a service, hardware as a service, GPU and FPGA clusters. These are kind of resources that are not easy to find, and we are willing to provide to our network. Another big part of our work was promotion. Exposure of all the application experiments that we have funded, continuous support in order to find new ways of funding, expanding, extending, and so forth. So what we have created is what we call innovation space. Through it, all the success stories basically have their own microsite, and everyone can find them and they can get in direct contact with them, or through us. Of course, we are always here to sit together on the same table and try to connect you. But this can also be done bilaterally. We have no obstacles in there. And finally, as I said, everything is feeding a matchmaking automated service. The tools. So when you go in this matchmaking tool and you provide your profile or you provide your request, the machine behind it takes information from the tools that are available, from relevant success stories that could be interesting for you, the best possible collaborators from our network, and as I said, this is going to be integrated in the next 2 weeks, also the best DIHs or DIHs that can be helpful to your goals. This is an overview. Now, let's see a little bit how this works. Excuse me. So this is the landing page of the marketplace.
Christos,
Registration.
we cannot see it. Sorry, we cannot see. We are still seeing your presentation.
Okay. Let me try again. How about now?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the landing page. The registration is very easy. You can do it by yourself. You are registered. We are checking the data, and then we are adding you to the network. And if we need any information, we get to direct contact with you. Our team gets in contact with you. And you have your profiles. You can upload your artifacts, apply for resources, and see and also see what are the most favorable or like artifacts that you have seen. How you do that? Let's start with a repository. Here we have the repository. Of course, we have filters. The domains that we have selected are transferred from SMART4ALL. SMART4ALL focused on 3 main verticals, let's say, or application domains. That is digitized agriculture, transport, and environment. And then, of course, we have the anything for all the rest of the areas. But this is continuously expanding. And if after the end of SMART4ALL, we see that more application domains must be added, of course, we will do that. Then we have the categories of what we call artifacts. Tools, services, educational material, events, all kinds of that. And what types of the artifact? It can be a document, it can be a Docker, a virtual machine. You can contribute whatever you want. You can have just a link at a Git repository. Let's say you are developing an algorithm or a compression algorithm. This is an example that we have lately. You can just put the link at the GitHub, a description, notes, how you can use it, how to get contact with the developers, and so on. And this is what we are going to promote. You can use the like and the favorite filters in order to pinpoint what is most interesting for you. For example, in my case, I have randomly selected the first two. So if I press favorite or liked, this is what I'm going to get, and search. This is what I'm going to get. So you can go back to the artifacts that you thought at a previous visit that it is interesting for you, and you can revisit them, and you can see if they actually worthwhile exploring. Then let's go to the network, of course. As I said, this is one of the main reasons to be involved in our activities. So this is the map. Here we have all the information of all the members of our network, and you can directly access them. Of course, you can zoom in and see where each partner is specifically located, or you can also use this nice tool and fly over exactly to the place that each participant resides. Now I think we're going to go to Cyprus. This is a main collaborator of SMART4ALL, and so on. And of course, you can narrow down the partners that you want to examine by the application domain. Digitized agriculture. Let me zoom out, of course. Digitized transport, and so on and so on. An important, no, this is for the matchmaking. Okay, so this is the network. Now, let's go to the innovation space. As I said, all success stories, all application experiments that have successfully went from an experimental stage to a more business level. It can either be at prototype level or at product level or at patent level, whatever, but something meaningful. We are providing a microsite. So everyone can see you, they can see what you are doing, how to get in contact with you, why what you are doing is important, and why what you are doing is relevant with what they are doing or what they are requesting for. Okay, you can either check for collaborators that they are doing something similar to you, or you are asking for something that does something different from you, but something that you need. And of course, get in direct contact with them. Now, another tool that we have is the funding map. What we are doing here is that we are keeping track of how many application experiments and how many funds, money we are actually providing in each particular country. Okay, so the red is the most frequently supported and funded countries. So as you see, we focus quite a lot on the southeastern part of Europe, but also to the Central Europe as well. And now let's go to the matchmaking. All right, so this is where I think we have a unique selling point. This is where through the filters and through the profile of the user or the specific request, what we are doing is that we are not suggesting just the right collaborators or only the right artifacts, but everything, the best solutions from each category. So let's see, we go for agriculture and we want universities. We will have suggestions concerning the organizations and suggestions concerning the most suitable and relevant artifacts. Furthermore, you can export this kind of results so that you can go back and once again check in a later stage if these results were actually suitable for your case. From this button, you can contribute your own artifacts. with, as I said, no limitation of what an artifact is. Of course, we request some information and we are reviewing the information that you are providing, and we are doing a check of whether what you are saying is actually exist. Because we have seen cases that someone is saying that they are providing a link, but this link is broken. Okay, of course, these kind of checks are always done by our team. Or another interesting feature is apply for resources. From this menu, you can apply for resources from our high-performance computing center. You can request a virtual machine, or you can request that we host a Docker for you for a specific time period, and for specific purposes, of course. Okay. And now, to wrap it up, this is what we are specifically developing for clustering activities. As I said, I'm using the term clustering because we are including collaborations with DIHs, EDIHs, and lately with excellence hubs. This is the latest addition that we have in what we call clustering activities, and this is how it looks like. For example, here we have another network from another DIH project called SMART4ALL. With the blue, we have SMART4ALL members. With purple, we have SMART4ALL members, and you can have all DIHs, all the members, with different colors. When we have the brown, this means that underneath it, there are members from both SMART4ALL and SMART4ALL. And if you zoom in, you will see which is what. And at any point, of course, you can select only the DIH or the cluster that you are interested in. As I said, this is an initial, let's say, development. It's going to be deployed in the next 2 weeks. And we are also going to include, we have already agreed upon, the information from an excellence network as well. So going back, this is the marketplace as it is now. Once again, we are continuously adding new services. So you have all the benefits to be part of them. You will be notified and you will be actually urged to use them. And we will continuously try to promote your activities and the cluster itself. So that's it from me.
Thank you very much, Christos. You mentioned, I don't know if there are some questions I cannot see in the chat. I don't know if someone is interested in asking any question, but please raise your hand and open your mic. But in the meantime, you were saying that they can also ask for HPC resources. What does it mean? Can you please elaborate?
Yes, of course. For example, the most frequent request that we have is from small research groups that they want to do AI research. So they want AI resources. Excuse me. This means access to high-end GPUs or access to specialized hardware like FPGAs. We can do that remotely. We have, for example, an A100 NVIDIA GPU that can be shared to multiple users, and we can give them access and try to help them actually do their research for a specific time period and specific purpose. Another request was concerning, let's say, storage. They needed a lot of storage, and they didn't have it. Once again, they said that we want a virtual machine, for example, with specific characteristics, how much memory, how many CPUs, how much storage, and we provide them the resources.
And maybe the key question, is it free of charge or how does it work?
At this point, it's free of charge because it is funded by the European Union. It is in the context of SMART4ALL. Of course, after the end, there is going to be some kind of service provision, and this is what we are working with, and actually with your help as well, how we going to formulate the business model. But being part of the network and having knowledge of our activities and being able to access the network and to get in contact with other members of the network, this is going to be free of charge. Whatever is needs from us, let's say a development effort or a maintenance effort, yes, at that point, some kind of registration, we'll see how it goes, may be required.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. So I really encourage you to join the network, and also in case, as Christos mentioned, you have some examples that you would like to showcase, or even find out, some examples on digitized agriculture, on all the also the training courses and so on, please refer to the network, to the marketplace. So now it's time to move to our next speaker that will be explaining how EDIHs can benefit from a SMART4ALL marketplace. It will be presented by Katerina. Let me briefly introduce her. So Katerina is a PhD and a communication specialist. She has been working as a community manager for the promotion, outreach, advertising, ecosystem building, and community engagement of Pratra Science Park. And she's currently involved in the dissemination and stimulation actions of a SMART4ALL project that she will be explaining to us today, also SMART4ALL Women and other initiatives that she has been running. So Katerina, the floor is yours. Maybe you can turn on. Now we can see you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Maria. Hopefully now you can see also my presentation on display mode.
Yes.
Well, okay, thank you. So now you probably have a more detailed idea about the marketplace services that Christos mentioned, and now it's my turn to further explain the SMART4ALL legacy and why it makes sense to become a member of this wide network and be benefited of the services. Briefly stating the legacy of the project that is on its final state, but the marketplace will remain active for at least 5 more years, is that SMART4ALL has already developed this active network of DIHs, maintains it, and is aiming to further expand in order to support academic startups, SMEs, and other entities entering the digitization era. In terms of some statistics that confirm that it was and it is still an emblematic project of the EU, is that we have funded 67 experiments conducted by 148 partners, since the experiments were conducted by a consortium of 2 or 3 partners from different countries, and in some case different domains. And these partners came from 22 European countries, mainly SEE countries, means Southeastern European and the Western Balkans, which were the priority geographical areas. And to those partners, an amount of more than 2 million euros was allocated. SMART4ALL network and marketplace and their members is well established and it's expanding. So we provide services for ecosystem building, business development, training, and also technology development training material is also available, as you may see on the next slides. The network of SMART4ALL consists at this time of 943 members. In the next days, we will have more of them, since the data are being updated. And when we talk about SMART4ALL network, we mean entities, while on the marketplace we have individuals, and we have reached 160 network members. If you wish, you can also scan this QR code in order to join us and become a member of this expanding network. We thought it would be interesting to show that the entities that are included in the Smart4All network are mainly at their greatest percentage SMEs, which is actually the target for technology and business development, but also universities, DIHs, bigger companies, NGOs, and even venture capitals. So a few statistics about the participation in the open calls through which the funding was allocated. It was impressive to see that we received applications from 36 countries in total, and regarding the representation of the verticals, the application areas that were funded, there was quietly a balanced allocation between the digitized agriculture, environment, transport, and the digitized anything area, which included many different aspects. So we received actually proposals from 550 consortia, academic and industrial partners, and the biggest representation was for the experiments that we call FTTs, Focused Technology Transfer Experiments, which financed 80,000 euros for a consortia of 2 partners. It is also important to mention a high percentage of representatives from the SE countries, which reached the 85%. And we mainly received applications from Greece, Serbia, Italy, Germany, and Spain. And you also can see the SE countries that were mostly represented on this on the submission of proposals for these open calls. So you have already seen on Christos' presentation the funding map, how it works, and we are proud to see that top SE countries were Greece, Serbia, Bulgaria, Slovenia, and Bosnia and Herzegovina. It's good to mention that we didn't have Smart4All consortium partners in Bulgaria and Bosnia and Herzegovina. Nevertheless, the news, the open calls were made known at these countries and non-countries as well. So we had a very high participation, and we intensify our activities now to reach out to DIHs and EDIHs in these countries. So what is the value proposition of Smart4All? It is that we aim to become a reference point for DIHs in the European Union, so that DIHs and the industry can turn for customized low energy computing, cyber-physical systems, and IoT solutions. Of course, the cornerstone is the marketplace as a service platform already presented. And we invite you to join us, even if your activities are related to transport, environment, and agriculture, or any other application field. So on the image on this slide, you can see that Smart4All is actually placed between the competence centers and innovation hubs and the network of European DIHs and Excellence Hub, which is another type of cluster that is a point of reference for competence enhancement. So we have, from the first stages of Smart4All, we have tried to map the needs of the DIHs and European DIHs that aim to become a single contact point in the digital value chain. So having mapped from the beginning these needs, we are happy to say that we can offer solutions and services for these needs. Firstly, we noticed that what EDIHs ask for is awareness and digital maturity assessments. So we provide this through a new tool that is under development. It is on the first stage of using a chatbot that is integrated on the marketplace, which leads you through some questions that have to do with your profile and your needs. And after this stage of communicating through the chatbot your needs and your profile, a report is created with all your needs and the bottlenecks and the maturity level at the digitization of your services. So you are further contacted by a business expert, by SMART4ALL Consortium, and a tool and a roadmap for your future plans to the way for the digitization is provided. You can also use the services of prototyping and testing. Already funded experiments are using these services, and we can connect you with the competence centers and excellence hubs that may help you on the testing of your applications at each field. Also, another need is access to infrastructure. We already gave an idea about how the HPC center and services can be used by potential beneficiaries. And we also provide a training material on digital competencies. You may find on SMART4ALL website presentations and videos, as well as on the YouTube channel of the project, of webinars and training courses that have been provided by the experts of SMART4ALL. And also digital competencies can also be enhanced by using the artifacts that are already on the marketplace. Also, access to funding is another need. You may be informed about events and funding opportunities according to your profile on the marketplace. But also we have created pitch training and fundraising material that may be available upon request and upon the decision of the governmental bodies of the project. This material is provided in limited access, but we can see in its case if you can use this service according to your needs. And also, as already mentioned, the extensive network and matchmaking services may be very useful for DIHs and their members. Just to mention some collaborative activities and events with DIHs. On the duration of SMART4ALL, we had 2 milestone events, which were joint workshops with DIHs and other SIA initiatives. The first was held in June 2021, the second on February 2023, with high representation of European programs, EDIHs, and high participation by other stakeholders. As we approach the end of the project, there has been an intensification of activities for informing DIHs for our services. So with the initiative of FundingBox, an online workshop was held in September, like this one that we are holding today, but also a physical event, 2 physical events in Montenegro and Bosnia were held in December and a few days ago in March. So now we go to an interesting and useful toolkit that we have created for all DIHs, which includes all the services that you can make use of and how. So this toolkit is available on SMART4ALL website. You can either scan this QR code, but also FundingBox will send you the link to access this 8-page toolkit, which is available, and we are at your disposal if you have any questions regarding these services. In reference to Christos' presentation of the innovation space, you've already seen an example of how a Pathfinder application experiment or another project by DIHs may be showcased through the innovation space. So we can host material that includes videos, descriptions, presentations, and anything that you consider that would be useful to be showcased on the innovation space, as well as your pin on the map, on this interactive map. So we are open to requests and sending material to be showcased on the innovation space. I will pass through this slide with a hub in a hub service, which has already been presented. Just to mention that by being a member of the hub in a hub, you gain visibility to a high number of website visitors, and you can interconnect with your profile with the marketplace of SMART4ALL and be more easily viewed by the visitors of the marketplace. And last but not least, I would like to take the opportunity to inform you about an initiative for the empowerment of female professionals in the area of smart technologies, with emphasis in Southeastern European countries, but not also. This initiative is called Smart for Women, and it has been established by SMART4ALL and mainly UOP, Patra Science Park, Red Pitaya, and the Southeastern European University, which is in North Macedonia. We already count 95 members from 21 countries, and this initiative was taken after noticing that 25%, which is a high percent compared to other digital technology experiments, was represented by female professionals. So having started this initiative, we now have members in all these countries. You see that Greece and North Macedonia are mostly represented on this network. I would like to bring to your attention some activities that we have led in the context of this network. We have created videos on specific days, international days of women in engineering. We have we have led workshops in the context of SMART4ALL and EEN events, and also we have presented this initiative in the context of international events such as the exhibition and conference of the embedded world in Nuremberg. And recently we held a workshop in order to encourage young students at our university to become more involved in the engineering matters, and I see hands-on practice. So we try also to encourage young girls and not only women professionals on the sector of digital technologies. So you are also kindly invited to join our Smart for Women network, and also invite your colleagues to join us in order to lead more activities with a high impact on female representation. So this is all on my side. I would be happy to ask any questions that may arise.
Thank you, Katerina. I don't know if there are any questions, someone in the audience. If not, then let me summarize a little bit what has been presented today. We have heard that through Smart for All network, all the DIHs will have access to awareness and digital maturity assessment tool that will issue a report based on the business expertise. So you might direct to this tool from the project website. Then also to access to the information about the prototyping and testing and the connections with all the competence centers that have been involved in the project. As Christos was mentioning, also access to infrastructure, to HPC centers, and also to the Excellence Hub that was mentioned today. Also, you will have access to training on digital competencies, not only on the technical aspect, but also on the support to access to funding, to public and private funding opportunities, and then of course the access to the networking opportunities. As Katerina was mentioning, the visits to the project website are, if I remember correctly, 1,400 every year. So this means that it has a lot of visibility. So you have the opportunity to showcase what are your DIHs doing, also your company, and also access to connections and collaborations within the network. I don't know if you would like to add something else to what I have said, but this is what all the efforts, that have been put at the disposal of the DIHs and EDIHs, and we really would like to encourage you to use it and benefit from all the work that have been done in the previous years, and of course that will be continued in at least the next 5 years. So there's a huge opportunity for all of us to collaborate through the network and keep in touch for the future opportunities to come. Okay, so thank you very much all for your participation. We will be sharing the presentations, the video, and all the links that have been shared today. And in case you have any question, feel free to reach us anytime, and we will be happy to answer to your questions. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.